Day one of an epic rail journey to Scotland. Leaving Templemeads at 14:30 on Sunday afternoon. Very pleasant journey, first class. Only 20 minutes delay due to a signalling fault at Slough. Gave us plenty of opportunity to get some restful time in London before going and using the first class lounge at Euston Station and boarding the Caledonian Sleeper at 20:57, leaving for Fort William up in the very north of Scotland. Very pleasant evening with special mention to the cheese board, as it's very tasty and very much recommended. Morning of day two. Well, waking up about 6:30 as we pull through Dumbarton. Very comfortable night's sleep. I did feel the uncoupling of the engine at Edinburgh Waverley, and then the coupling onto of our diesel locomotive, as there's no electric past Edinburgh, but very pleasant in all. And we're just getting ready to go and have breakfast. Our cabin for the night has a nice bed with duvet and a blanket if it gets a bit cold. You've got two lights. You've got a berth light for each berth, but as I'm travelling solo, I've got a single berth. Room to hang your shirts or clothes, and room for your suitcases, and a little sink and a shelf to put your things on before you retire to bed. You do have a window as well, which obviously you have the blind down during the night, but I've just popped it up and we're now pulling through the countryside of the Highlands, which by the looks of it, okay, there's some clouds in the sky, but it looks fairly good, so fingers crossed for the rest of the day. On the Jacobite steam service from Fort William to Malay, and as you can hear, it's hard work getting up over the hill. Great scenery, and the weather's quite good actually. A bit of low cloud around the hills, but not too bad. Well, I made it to Inverness via Skye and Mallaig, and just woken up from a very nice sleep in a very comfortable bed in Inverness. I'm just going to head down for breakfast now before heading off today for Aberdeen and eventually to Edinburgh this evening. On the train from Inverness heading to Aberdeen, we just come through Nairn Station, and we've had a pleasant surprise. We've actually seen the Royal Scotsman train, which is one of the most luxurious trains on the UK rail network. It's a sleeper and lounge train, of which is sort of cruise style train, with prices for a 3-night stay of approximately £2,700 per person. You have to be pretty rich to afford it, but it sounds like it's a good trip. Well, here we are on Aberdeen Beach. It's a little chillier. It's about 14 degrees, so not the weather for sunbathing, but just nice. Nice walk on the along the sand. You can hear the waves rolling in the background. Arrived safely in Edinburgh, so I've now done the full circle around the top of Scotland. I'm back to where we started at 4 o'clock on Monday morning. The sun's shining, so it should be quite a nice day out. We're going to go and explore a bit of Edinburgh today. I'm currently sat in Princess Gardens, overlooking Edinburgh Waverley Station. As you can probably hear the bagpipes in the background. You definitely know you're in Edinburgh. This morning I popped across to Glasgow and then came back via Carstairs, which is where the West Coast Main Line splits for Glasgow and for Edinburgh. And then this afternoon I'm going to go and have a further wander around the streets of Edinburgh and hopefully get one of those nice new trams. This is my last morning in Scotland. Just sat in Edinburgh Sprint Street Gardens enjoying a bit of sunshine before getting the train back to London this afternoon. We did go on a ride on one of the Edinburgh trams, which is really interesting actually. They've been running about 3 weeks. It's quite good, quite a good service, about every 5 to 6 minutes. So hopefully we'll see something equally as good in Bristol in the not too distant future. I'm on the 2 o'clock train from Edinburgh Waverley to King's Cross. We've just come through Berwick on Tweed, where I'm tucking into a nice sandwich and complimentary glass of red wine, which I'm sure Ben will enjoy. Wonderful sunny afternoon coming down through, and we'll be arriving into London just before 7 o'clock this evening. We're just entering a section of the railway line called the Racetrack. This is where driver Joe Duddington pushed the mallard to 126.5 miles an hour, breaking the steam land speed record in 1938. These days trains run at about 120 to 125 miles an hour through this section. Arrived in London safely, took the train up to Hemel Hempstead to see a friend of mine. I then today have gone off and explored Hemel Hempstead, visited the outside of the cafe Pie in the Sky, which was used for the TV program Pie in the Sky. It's now a toy shop in Hemel Hempstead Old Town. That was very pleasant. Now just about to head off to London for the weekend with friends. It's now Sunday. Yesterday we visited the London Transport Museum, which was good fun. Then headed off to have a look at a bit of London Pride and popped into a couple of pubs in Soho to soak up the atmosphere, which is really good fun. Then headed off out to a club in London, which was very good fun, and chasing after a night bus at 4:30 in the morning. It's probably not the best of ideas, but yeah, quite amusing. And then this morning we've visited the Emirates airline, which goes across the Thames between Greenwich and the O2 Arena. And we just had lunch in the Metropolitan Bar, which is a pub that is in the converted part of the Metropolitan Tube Station for Baker Street. And we just arrived home on the train back to Bristol. So a good holiday in all, and we'll see you again soon.